Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Life and Drawing podcast. This is episode 30, and in this episode, we will be talking about your dreams and not the dreams that you have when you go to sleep. Unless of course it's tying into your aspirational dreams, because I've done that. I've dreamt of me fulfilling my dreams, which is cool and yet somewhat, I don't want to say depressing, but somewhat, what's the other word I can use? I guess challenging because because in the dream you are, you know, I feel like, oh man, I'm there, and then I wake up and like, oh snap, I'm not there. Which, depending on your personality, you could use that as just more motivation to pursue that goal even further. All that to say, it's not about your dream state when you go to sleep. Although that's actually a pretty cool topic I can broach in another episode, because I've had some really just cool, fascinating dreams, and then some terrifying dreams, and then like repeated terrifying dreams. So I'm like, okay, it's so weird. It's like this is a scary dream. I've overcome this dream before, and I know what I need to do, but anyway, but yeah, I've just had a series of just crazy dreams, um, crazy scary dreams, and I've had like a series of these scary crazy dreams. Um, Maybe I should write them down next time. Could become like a, a thriller book or something. But then I've had like just really super cool dreams, just adventure. Uh, like I had a dream last night and it was just like, man, but my pillow. I need to make notes. Just having a sucky pillow, man, it ruined it ruined my whole dream experience because I kept waking up every 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like adjusting my head and I have a headache, and I was like, man, this dream is so cool. I'm trying to subconsciously, uh, put my mind back into, well, I shouldn't say subconsciously. I'm trying to consciously put into my subconscious to, I don't know if that made any sense. Um, all of the elements so I can go back to, I was hoping that, okay, I woke up, okay, the dream paused, can I go back, resume? But yeah, oh, man, I probably should write down some notes from that dream because it was so cool. You know what? What the heck? We'll get on to the topic because this is most likely my documentation version of me document. Yeah, jeez, my goodness. I don't know why I'm like just doubling down on my explanations. So I just had this dream. It was scientific, which makes sense because I I like a I like a lot of sci-fi, and I wasn't really. I'm trying to think. Was I watching anything scientific? Um, I don't. I don't think so. Um, um Futuristic, maybe, but anyway, but it's just like it was like interstellar travel. Um, the crew. And the strange thing was it was like a combination of a crew, but then also civilians. Uh, and it's, almost to say, we were just, the age old plot line of searching for a new home. And yeah, so we landed upon this planet, and and it's lush. Uh, and I'm a part of I guess the military team, the research military team. And so we're just finding out, trying to discover, um, you know, I guess resources of this planet, will be the best place to set up like a home base. And I think at this point I woke up again with my pillow. I'm like, this pillow, man. And so, and somehow I was able to go back to that dream setting again. But then when I went back, it was as if like months had elapsed, because we weren't like searching or roaming through the fauna and the landscape. It was actually set up. There was buildings and such. But there was just something strange that was going on. I don't know if we found an established colony, but something happened where people just started fighting amongst themselves. There's this crazy conspiracy. Man, it's getting so blurred now. And I think with me waking in and out of sleep, that didn't help. But basically, there's just this conspiracy of eradicating the folks who had traveled, and only a select group of folks were able to stay. Or it was just this weird thing. And like I said, like this time had elapsed. I don't even know how much time, but apparently enough time where I guess our initial team of civilization had major factions, and the thing is, I don't know if the factions were there before, or if our team had factions, developed factions within our original team. I'm not sure, because some of us was able to escape the rounding up and of people who did not agree with the regime. And so we're just traveling, and it was kind of desolate where we were going. And it felt like, man, if we didn't find like some type of resource, we would just succumb to the environment. And then we finally stumbled upon like this town, and the people are super friendly, and everyone were driving like souped up cars, almost like steampunk or cyberpunk type things, cars. But it felt like there was like this underlining scheme or agenda. It almost feel like people here are too friendly. It was just and then of course you wouldn't believe, I woke up again. And I tried to just think about it, and I did not go back to that dream state. So but it was incredibly fascinating and intriguing, and I wish I can go back, because there was like evidence as we were walking about of like a previous civilization or a previous team. It's just all like cryptic messages left on rocks or these discarded equipment. But man, it was just so fascinating, just the world. I mean, it was really unlike anything I've seen before. And like I said, I've watched, just so many sci-fi TV shows and movies, but it was nothing like that. And I was really pissed that I just kept waking up and I couldn't just finish the dream. I couldn't finish just living in this world. It was just really cool, man. So, but anyway, so now I have that recorded. I can come back to this recording and listen to it, and maybe glean some creative inspiration from it. But it's so foggy. There's no real what's the word I'm looking for? There's no real substantial, coherent plot where I can just identify, okay, this is the beginning, middle, end type thing. There's just a lot of middle, and a sketchy beginning, and never got to the end. So, but it was just a really fascinating and intriguing dream. And so you never know. Maybe if I think about it long enough, it'll pop up again, and I'll have a better positioned pillow. So, but anyway, on to dream on, our actual topic. Let me hit the start button. There we go. So dream on, and dream on. This topic just talks about, do you have a dream? And if you have a dream, one of the first things you need to do is keep it alive. And sometimes keeping your dreams or your dream alive means keeping it to yourself. And by that I mean, some of you have probably experienced this before, when you share your aspirations, and if, depending who you're sharing it to, if they're not aspirational, they may just scoff at your dreams. And I don't want to come across as being mean, but if they've never had a dream, or maybe they have and it didn't work out, and so they may potentially just have a bad experience with referencing having a dream. So you never know. I was kind of hasty with my initial assertion. So you never know. There may be some who just want to knock down the dream because they've had a bad experience. Some who are naive or closed-minded. And you may find some, which would be a great blessing, who are open-minded and they're like, hey, they encourage you to, keep at it. But the reason I say, keep it to yourself as much as you can, unless, of course, you are engaging with someone who can actually help further your dream goals, then yeah. But sometimes, you don't want one to get discouraged if someone's like, good luck with that. Second, you certainly don't want your dream to be taken by someone else who may, in that moment, have the resources to make that happen. Now, of course, if that aspiration is very individually centered, and by that I mean, okay, say like me, I'm an artist, I'm an illustrator. There may be certain aspirations where I know I can only create it. But even in that, let's just say I'm thinking of, hey, you know what? A comic series would be cool about, an ant an ant's life. And yeah, I know we've had a thing. I'm just pulling this out of thin air, and then I share it with someone, and they, oh yeah, man, that's incredible. Yeah, an ant's life and all that stuff. Your perspective from an ant in a comic series. Oh yeah, that would and but I don't have the ability to market that or anything, but they do, and so they use their connections, and then lo and behold, bam, Ant World comic series, and I'm like, whoa, 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 what? I just so you want to be careful, to keep it to yourself, not only to not get discouraged, but so that your ideas are not stolen, and so and sometimes that's hard to do, because we get excited, um, and just passionate too, like, oh man, you see, particularly if you're a visionary, um, uh, and you can just see things unfold before they do. Well, that's quote unquote definition of part, big part of the definition of being a visionary, being able to just see things before they actually materialize. Um, and so it's hard to keep that in, because it's just so exciting, And so I had to learn that the hard way, and not so much the hard way of someone like actually stealing an idea, but just as far as just discouragement, like, oh, okay, that's nice, and it's like, man, kind of like patronizing type thing. Oh, hey, good for you. So I just learned, what, I'm just going to share my dream goals with folks that I know, one, have my back and will be just incredible motivators, and also who would challenge me to be like, yeah, keep going then. Are you doing it? Are you drawing? Are you creating? Did you create a character? Did you write? And so, which I think is also very helpful too. If you could find that right team, or that right person, or group of folks who will keep you accountable, and making sure that you are pursuing the necessary goals to make that dream become a reality. So, but generally, my little advice would be to had a swig of orange juice. My two boys, of the flu, cold, runny nose type thing, and of course, I think I'm getting traces of it. They're with their mother right now, and so if you do hear voices in the background, that will be them. I'm recording this doing regular scene hours, 5:43 p.m. Man, crazy morning hours are just killer, and sometimes I have to do it, but I'm kind of resorting to just using realistic times, because I want to be functioning during the day, after losing so much sleep. So yeah, keep it alive. You have a dream, keep it alive. And a good way to keep it alive is to pursue it. And you want to pursue it with your every being, every ounce, fiber of your being. You want to healthily be consumed by it. And honestly, if you're young and you don't have a family, oh man, this is the time to really get consumed with it. Now, I said it with a caveat, because as a Christian, you know, for me, I never wanted to, and I struggled with it sometimes, to be more consumed with and focused with my art than spiritual my spiritual life. And and honestly, there wasn't always a healthy balance with that. And so, and I'm still learning to weigh out the balance um, of just uh, you know a good hearty focus on my art, but even a greater focus on my spiritual life and my walk with Yahweh. And so, like I said, I mean, it's, that's really been like an ongoing struggle, so to speak, because whenever I would hear and listen to creators and they're like, "Hey man, this is my everything. I lived, sleep, dreamt, you know, what I'm doing now. Um, you know, this was second to nothing." I'm like, okay, and I truly get that feeling. I mean, I do get that feeling, and that energy of, this is what I want to do, man. And there's really nothing else that I want to do. If there was just one thing I could do, I was able to do, this would be it. And so I get that, but I'm just conflicted because I have a different perspective and a different understanding on life, and so that's a struggle. That's a personal struggle of mine, and for everyone it could be different. And with that, I mean, having having a family, having a wife, having kids. I mean, that just, oh my goodness, that just adds to the challenge um, of pursuing your dream. That's why you hear so much like single parent homes, and in most cases it's moms who had to give up or put their aspirations on hold, whether it was schooling, to make sure that their kid or their kids were taken care of, which is admirable, and that's what needs to be done. Because once you have kids, it's really all about them, and because we've brought them into this world, and we need to make sure we set them up to succeed. So yeah, and so you need to pursue it with all of your heart, and in pursuit of that, that moves beyond just the mental pursuit. Like, yes, I gotta focus this, I gotta do to just practical things, researching how to make that dream become a reality, whatever it is. If it's real estate, you want to be a realtor, you want to flip homes. You've seen some shows on AGTV, and you're just like, man, that would be cool to do, and um, um, how cool would that be? Uh, so find out the practical things that you need to do to become one. And some of those practical things would be, okay, I need to get a license. Okay, where do I go to become a licensed realtor. I get my realty, my goodness, my realty license. Um, what's required depending on what country you're in and what state in that country that you're in, and all this other stuff. Um, um, will play a part, and and how do you pursue that? So, um, but those are like practical steps. You research. Okay, how do I get my license? Um, how do I, where do I go? And that's important too, because then that helps to form uh, your dream in a more practical sense, and it helps you see that, oh, you know what, yeah, this is coming about. This is what I need to do, and you just garnished for yourself just more excitement, because you're like, oh yeah, man, I can, yeah, this is coming about. I can do this. This is what I need to do. Um, uh, this is how uh, I need to go about um, getting it done, and you never know. Um, I don't know what I was thinking, like grass, blades, and I was just gonna leave it, but no, I gotta remove that. That's nuts. Man, there's like this little fruit fly and its siblings, and there's always just one just randomly flying about, and it's so annoying. You kill one, and then one just um, comes back to life, like just resuscitates, um, and so I don't know how. And if you're hearing that, that's my stomach. I don't know why I just ate. I don't know why my stomach is rumbling and tumbling, and so. But anyway, so yeah, so you pursue it, and then pursuing it, take realistic steps, whether it's research, whether it's interning, depending on what it is. If it's you know business, some form of business, or you want to be a lawyer, and you haven't even started law school yet, but or whatever it is, pursue it and take practical steps, and as you pursue it, so that it begins to emerge from just being a dream, to becoming reality. So I think you hear the fam. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna greet them, let them know that I'm here. Hey, love, I'm here. I'm just recording podcast. Oh, sorry. It's all right. I it's fine. It's cool. I just want you to know I'm in here. All right. Well, I'm coming to that point. I think I have three minutes left. So getting close to that point. Last point. Well, getting close to the point of podcast episode concluding. Third point is stay focused. And by that, it's quite simple, just um, what you want to do, and what you've done the research, and now it's just a matter of, okay, I gotta stay on this track, one step in front of the other, and keep this train going. And staying focused will definitely help maintain that trajectory, that consistency, keeps the drive going. Um, um, and it's not always easy to do, uh, but the more you purpose to do it, um, the better you become at it, the better you get at it. Um, you set up some goals that you want to reach, and you keep a steady eye on those goals, and try to make those goals as realistic as possible, as attainable as possible, and then make some that are lofty and huge. But the intermediate ones, I would say you want to have them where, um, you you can attain certain milestones, which just further uh, bolsters your pursuit and that resolve of, hey, I'm going to make this become a reality. And so dream on. What are your dreams? What are some of your dreams? Be sure to share some. Well, if you feel brave enough to, right? And if you're not afraid that they may be stolen. So perhaps, how can I word this? Perhaps just share some of your experiences of sharing your goals, and what were some of the responses you had. So we'll keep our dreams under wraps. We won't spill the beans, but just what were some of your experiences that you had? Oh, there we go. There's the timer. What were some of your experiences you've had, divulging what your aspirations were, and so yeah. So thanks again for. I should put like a little breadcrumb or something like that in there. Share some of your aspirations of not your aspirations, your experiences. I completely lost my train of thought. But thanks for listening. So sorry for this disjointed ending. But thanks for listening, and hope you continue to pursue your dreams. Hope you continue to stay focused and keep the dream alive. Dream on, folks. Be sure to you can follow me on my YouTube. You can like and subscribe. Let's get our subscriber count up. Be sure to follow me on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Michelot Comics. And you can support the channel on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Michelot Lully. You will also find my works on Instagram, which is Instagram at Michelot Lully. And thanks again for taking the time to watch this. Be sure to spread the love, share it, spread it around. And to all of you, have a great evening, night, morning, afternoon. Grace and peace.